Well done, Daniil. First round, 3 sets. What were you most pleased with today's performance?
Yeah, I think in general I played pretty well, but there were moments of the match where I could have played better, especially probably on my serve. But I felt a bit not slow the court, but not fast. And he's a bit of a player who likes to, a little bit like me, to bring the ball back from tough positions. Not that easy sometimes. In general, happy. The most important is to win 3 sets, and looking forward to try raising my level.
Any questions?
There were a few players had problems with cramps today. Felix had to retire. You've experienced that before in your career. How did you feel the conditions were?
I felt okay. Ending was a bit tough, but I felt my opponent was struggling a lot. So had a good preseason. Worked hard on both my physical and, of course, mental. So let's see. I know myself. I can cramp sometimes. Today I didn't, so it's good. So I felt fine. So that's the most important.
Daniil, there's been a lot said by some of your fellow players this tournament about the amount of prize money you're receiving. Do you feel like the prize money is acceptable for the amount of revenue Tennis Australia makes from the Australian Open?
Yeah, I think it's been a big, increase. So that's, of course, great. I think what's good is that now, like, all the top 10 teams, not only players, because it's a lot, of course, the teams behind it, and we have a representative now talking to Grand Slam, because I think, like in any other sport, the most important is, as you say, the percentage from the revenue, because the money is big. We're not going to lie, right? It's tennis has good money, but then the percentage, I think, is important from the revenue, and that's the most important. So I don't know if it's even an open number of what the percentage for us is in terms of prize money, and then should be comparable to other sports. So I let our teams handle this. Hopefully it will lead to more transparency between Grand Slams and players, because that's going to make, I think, everyone benefit from this.
David.
Hi, Daniil. Congratulations.
No, Dave, you first. David first.
David Cain or David Law?
You didn't want?
Me? Yes, I would, yes,
David,
please. Thank you.
Oh.
Sorry. Hi, Daniil.
Hello.
It seemed, from my perspective, that the rallies you were playing were shorter, maybe, than they were a year ago. Is that how you see it, and is that a conscious effort? Are you trying to keep rallies a little shorter?
I think it's actually, because I got this a lot of the question in Brisbane as well, where it was even faster, so it was even like easier to play more aggressive. I think when I played my best, so when I was like top 2, top 1, top 3 in the world, I always, like, when I even Grand Slams, I feel I am always considered kind of a defensive player, because I know how to put the ball in the court and I can have these 40-shot rallies. But then I would be playing someone like maybe Rublev, Felix, like big hitters. And when I was in my top shape, I go out from the match and I'm like, okay, I hit 40 winners and they hit like 20, because I defend and I try to touch the ball, etc. I'm like, who's defensive then? And I think when I'm playing good, I am aggressive, especially on my serve. On the return, with my position, it's a bit more tougher to be aggressive. But once I hit a good spot, I try to step in. And that's what I have been doing good this year. And again, when I'm playing well, I am this type of player. So that people say me that I seem more aggressive than last year, it's great, because last year I was not feeling my game well. And that's when the feeling is that I go to defensive, which I don't want to. So again, it's great that it feels like this.
Dave?
Going back to last year, again, I feel like when things were maybe not going as well for you, you would maybe be frustrated on the court, but you would come to press and maybe not seem as concerned generally with where things were going. And I just feel like now looking back, things are going well. Were you more concerned than you were letting on, or how do you find that sort of internal optimism that you'll eventually find?
Yeah, tough question for sure. But in general, outside of the court, I try to be more optimistic than when I'm on the court. That's just the way I am, the way a lot of tennis players are. It's just that they show their frustrations differently. A lot of tennis players are negative on the court, like you miss a forehand, oh my God, my forehand is not going well. Yeah, man, but you're up 6-3, 5-3. And that's me as well. But again, I had a long preseason last year, was tough. I'm feeling great with my new team, so I don't really go too much into the past. What happened last year happened, and it's okay. It's part of career, part of life. I managed to finish the year like 12th or 13th, which is to be honest, it's great for many players. Of course, I was not happy. It was like first year I was not in Turin, maybe after 7 years or 8 years. But it was still not that bad, and the end of the year was better than the year itself. And I made a big push to try to be more positive on the court. So far, I'm doing it well, but I'm never the guy to say, okay, now not anymore. We don't know what's coming, but I'm just trying to be positive on the court as I am in life, actually.
Hey, Daniil, well done. How much of what how much of the struggles from last year were your body not feeling all that great, and things that you had, and were there things that you did during the preseason to try and rebuild yourself and get yourself ready for this season, which obviously has started looking pretty good?
Yeah, I think was more mental plus tennis. So in my tennis, I was not feeling great at times. So mentally, it's not easy because you're like, okay, why my backhand down the line is not going that good? Why my serve is not going that good? And then that's where physically you start feeling bad because mentally you start a bit pushing yourself. You start to be a bit more tense during the matches. And that's when mentally it's a bit tougher. But again, happy with my team, with my physical coach, made a big push in the preseason, and of course because it's different people, so it's a different work. So I was not used to this work since 10 years, which the work with Gilles, with Eric was great, but then now it's a bit different. So it's something like a breath of fresh air. It's feeling good. I'm feeling great on court physically. There were tough match against Camille, and today was a bit of a tough one. I managed it well. So yeah, all is looking good, and that's of course better like this.
Hi, Daniil. I wanted to ask you whether the players ranked, from 3 to say 15 are playing about the same level and can win on any day, and what it would take for that bunch to challenge Jannik and Carlos.
Yeah, I mean, Jannik and Carlos, it's tough. They just play better tennis than other guys, And again, I think what is important is that I played a lot of big names in tennis, and you can beat anyone on a given day. I'm not shy to say that if we play like 20 matches against Carlos and Jannik, let's say 10 with each of them, I'll probably lose a lot of them, but I'm going to try my best in every of them to win. And again, out of 10 matches, you can win some. I'm not going to say a number, but you can win. They can have a bit of an off day. I did beat both of them in the Grand Slams in the different tournaments. So I'm looking for myself to be consistent because, for example, last year was a bad year for me and I didn't manage to meet them, because they were, of course, always in the finals and stuff like this. I was losing early, so I didn't even play them. So for me, it's important to stay, hold my ground, play well, get to the point of playing them, because it's like usually quarters, semis, and then I will be happy to take on this challenge. But again, there are two best players in the world. Probably nobody right now to challenge them on the consistent base, but one match they can always lose, and even yesterday you saw it was a tiebreak. Okay, it's a small step, but everyone can beat them on a given day.
Last one.
And then a question about the memory of tennis player. I don't know if you saw, but Alexander Zverev, he said he remember playing against the guy who won the 1 million point at 14 years old. Are you the kind of player who remember the 1,000 matches you played in your career, or you erase everything? No,
I remember a lot of them, and for sure some you forget. So I believe I have a good memory, but I don't know how to answer better. I can remember a lot of matches, and maybe I'm gonna like see someone, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I know you, and then he would tell juniors, and I would be, okay, this match and this. But then sometimes it happened that one guy was like, we played there and there, and I was like, I have no idea. So it depends. I have a good memory, and I like remembering my matches. But I also like thinking about what's the next match and about this moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.